I was just watching this thing solving the here I was just watching that, and they leave us with a mystery. We don't know who it was. I'm pretty sure it was Venus, because Venus was the one who was saying that she went to go explore the maze to get to know it better. And as you can see, like, when the guy we were watching, forgot his name, Oak, yes, Oak, he got teleported to the maze, and also Knife got teleported to the maze too. Who knows the maze really well? Venus. Venus knows the maze really well. So, I think it was Venus. Cause, like, I remember how she was just like, I'm gonna go explore. I went to go explore the maze so I can get to know it better. I'm pretty sure she was the one, because, like, most of the time they got teleported to the maze, and she knew they didn't know that much about the maze because she was the one who would always explore and knew everything about it. So it was obvious she would teleport them to the maze, and then they would try to figure it out, but they couldn't figure it out. Which is just what I'm thinking. I'm thinking it was Venus. I think it's Venus. And plus, there's something about her there's just something about it I just don't get. Why did everyone trust Venus? Why did everyone trust her? Wait, no. I mean during the end. Mustard and Oak. They were both telling her, vote him, no, vote him. What about Venus? No one suspected her. No one did. That's what got me off about it. Because, what do you mean you're sitting here with two other people? 3 people in that room. And they both think Venus is innocent. That's okay. Because my question is, they were both arguing about each other. They were too busy arguing to each other about it. They didn't have time to think about Venus. And sure, she could have easily got... Sorry, I had to pause it. But, like, no one suspected her. They were too busy thinking about themselves. No. My bad. Not themselves. I'm so sorry. I cannot find the words for this. They were too busy thinking about the other person. They didn't think about Venus and what she said. What she said about exploring the maze to get to know it better. They didn't think about that. And sure, she could have easily tapped Oak out. So easy to tap him out. So easy. Why didn't she do it? She didn't want to get suspected. That's why she didn't do it. Because Oak, sometimes he wasn't watching his back. Sometimes. But here's the thing. He would always look back, and she would always be far away from him. I know that kind of sounds like a little thing like people would like offend someone with, but that's just kind of suspicious, honestly. Well, sure, keep your distance so they don't think you're it, but yeah, she was keeping her distance, and she knew she couldn't switch because they set that up. What if he ran into Mustard and he was there with Mustard? she would probably switch because she wouldn't know about the code. But since she did know about the code and she knew where they were at, she would obviously know not to switch. And plus, she could have switched to make him think that Mustard switched. And they would have easily voted him out. Wait. If she was it, which we don't know in the video because they don't tell us. If she was it, she could have easily switched with Mustard and put the blame on him. If she could have, she would have won. Well, but she didn't. Was she thinking it was too big of a risk to do? Or was she not it? Wait a minute. Not because Mustard would have obviously been like, oh, yeah, she made me swap, and all that stuff. But they would have already known and all that stuff. So they could have voted him out. I don't know if I'm right. There's some offenses here saying that Venus is not it, and it could have been Mustard. I think it's Venus. I really do think it's her. And I'm gonna be honest, it really doesn't sit right with me how they were both just like, Oak and Mustard were just like making her decide. Because they didn't even think about her. They just thought about each other. And that just really ticks me off. It really does tick me off. That's why I think it's her. But we don't know too much about them because they never said too much about themselves. Mustard didn't really say anything. Most of that time, hold up. I know I was putting out, this was supposed to be a video of me yapping about how Venus was the freaking person who would, I forgot the name. The person that would tag them and they would die. I forgot the name to that. Because, I don't know. I don't know if I'm overthinking this or something. I don't know. But Mustard, he hardly said anything. He hardly said anything about his whereabouts. He hardly even said anything at all. And he never gave too much information about himself. He never gave too much information about himself. Sorry if I'm repeating words. That's just how I think. And he would never really say too much. Maybe it is Mustard and I'm just tripping. And he was too scared because he would think it's a big risk. Maybe. It's either one of them, but I mostly think it's Venus. I'm still stuck about what she said. I was exploring the maze to get to know it. I don't know if it's the exact words, but she did say that she was exploring the maze. And she did say she knows this maze really well. And most of the time, they would get teleported to the maze. They would just get like switched off into the maze. And Venus knew they wouldn't find their way out because she knew those places really well. And she hid them as well as she could, knowing that they would probably not find their way out. And I'm still so confused about why did those two not think about Venus at the end? That's my question. They didn't even think about her at the end. They were stuck on each other. They didn't think about Venus and probably forgot what she said. And I'm going to be honest, I don't know if this question makes sense, but, why was Venus exploring the little cave thing, maze? Why was she exploring the maze? Because, heck, you wouldn't want to be exploring the maze. It would really suck if you got captured by someone. So why would she be exploring the maze, even though she had a good hiding spot? And she knew probably no one would find her there. Why? I don't know if it makes any sense. Still stuck on why would she go exploring the little maze in hopes of finding something for some reason, I guess. Because why would you be exploring it if one of these two people you're with might be the murderer? Again, I forgot the name for the thing. And I don't feel like rewinding it. Even though it's on my TV right now, I don't feel like rewinding it and listening to it. Because I'm just trying to yap here and spit facts, I guess? I don't know. Or just speak my mind. Because why would she freaking go exploring the maze? Why? In hopes of finding an ally? Getting them on their side? To make sure she was innocent? Maybe. Probably. Heck, why would they all go in the maze? Well, obviously, like Mustard said, to go hide, and like what Oak was trying to do, to go hide and like hide out and stuff. But why would all three of them have the same idea? I feel like everyone's forgetting what Venus said about the whole thing where she was just like, yeah, I'm gonna go look to get to know the maze better. I was in the maze to go get to know it better. I feel like everyone forgot about that. And why would they forget about it? That's one of the most important things she said. Because knowing that she explored it and she knows it probably better, why would they go hide in there? I know I'm getting off topic. Well, I'm not off topic, but I'm off the topic that Venus was the one. But I'm just saying, why would they all go in there knowing what Venus said to go get to know it better, to get to know the maze better? Or did everyone just forget what she said? Because I feel like everyone's forgetting the thing that Venus said about the maze. I feel like everyone's forgetting about that. Not me. I remembered it. But like, yeah. Still can't get over what Venus said about the whole thing of getting to know the maze better and exploring it. Like everyone just forgot about that. I can't believe everyone just forgot about that, honestly. Like, they probably forgot about it because they didn't think about it too much. Man, not me. I remember that thing. And like Mustard was thinking, the first person to run in the maze was probably trying to look for somewhere to hide, so they wouldn't be captured. And Venus didn't run. She stood there. I feel like, why? Because she knew nothing would happen to her. Because she was the killer. That's the reason why she stood there. That's the reason why she stood still. She acted scared. She did. But left a little clue out. Running. The running thing. Because normally, in my opinion, if I saw someone come in too, which most definitely was Mustard, if I was Venus, I would run too. I would be scared. I wouldn't want to get caught. Like, I would either follow Oak or go my own way. Which, where she was at, I would probably go my own way. Because I was closer to my own little way. But she didn't run. Because she knew nothing was going to happen to her. And what probably happened when Oak ran away, they probably looked at each other. And then he started to follow him. Oak. Mustard started to follow Oak. Maybe I'm right. Maybe I'm wrong. I think it's Venus.